In 2002, Battlefield 1942 was released on PC, and thanks to its grand scale and emphasis on coordination, it's had a strong presence ever since. A number of entries have seen the series shift its focus from historical battles in Vietnam and World War I to modern day and futuristic landscapes. Now the series returns to its World War II roots in Battlefield 5, with substantial changes that reinforce the sense of teamwork that the series is known for.
We have taken objective Able.
The single-player campaign features 3 separate war stories, with a 4th and final episode set to release as a part of a free update in December. Each story can be completed in about an hour and features various goals like sabotaging planes, sneaking into enemy bases, and capturing key objectives. There are also hidden documents that give insight into the countless lives impacted by the war, and challenges for each mission that unlock unique melee weapons in multiplayer. Despite the affecting subject matter, the story length and derivative missions make these stories feel like small training exercises compared to the immense scope and scale of multiplayer. The main theme of Battlefield 5 is teamwork, but rigid AI companions and the ability to mow down countless enemies do little to keep you from feeling like a one-man army. Multiplayer remains the foundation of Battlefield, and it comes with a handful of meaningful changes to the traditional formula. One of the most drastic refinements is that spotting is now limited to the Recon class. In previous games, every player had the ability to spot enemies, which resulted in a sea of triangles floating above enemies' heads. By limiting spotting, players can move around the map and hide more easily, drastically changing strategies and the pace of battle. Recon players can feel like lone wolves at times, but giving them the only tool to spot enemies makes the class feel even more valuable to the team. Like most competitive shooters, it can be annoying to get killed by an unseen opponent, but you can take advantage of similar tactics. Squad mechanics have received substantial changes. As your squad of 4 completes objectives, the squad leader earns requisition points that can be spent on a variety of reinforcements. These include supply drops carrying ammo and health packs, which rarely feel worth it, but they're relatively inexpensive. In contrast, by saving enough points, you can call in some of the strongest tanks in the game. You can also launch a rocket strike on a specific target, but at a considerable cost. The system is great in theory, but playing with a squad leader that doesn't take advantage of the requisition points is frustrating. When you're paired up with a group of like-minded soldiers, though, it's another example of how Battlefield 5 encourages and incentivizes working as a team. The 4 primary classes remain intact, but with some minor tweaks to their toolsets. Recon focuses on sniper rifles and scouting enemy positions, while Assault is the frontline warrior, capable of confronting tanks with a variety of explosives. Support relies on heavy machine guns, repairing vehicles, and resupplying the team with ammo packs. Lastly, the medic can single-handedly change the course of a battle by reviving and healing teammates. Another series-altering change is the ability to revive squad members even when you aren't playing as a medic. Other classes just take a few seconds longer. When you get taken down, you begin to bleed out, which you can speed up or shorten depending on the situation. Like most things in Battlefield 5, it can be especially maddening to watch your squad mates run by in relative safety without helping you up. On the other end, using downed enemy soldiers as bait to lure out greedy medics is a guilty pleasure.
Please, I need help!
Every class feels important, and their dependence on each other is heightened from having limited resources. Aside from the medic, each class can only hold 1 health pack before needing to resupply. Additionally, your starting ammo is limited to just a few clips, but more can be scavenged off fallen corpses, found in supply stations, or given to you by a support player. The lack of resources contributes to a more deliberate approach to combat encounters. It's rare to completely run out of ammo, but the added stress of having to be mindful of your shots makes each kill more satisfying. Furthermore, if you're playing support, resupplying soldiers after a grueling battle is more rewarding than ever. The last major addition is Fortifications. At specific zones, you can build things like sandbags, supply stations, and trenches. Every class can build fortifications, but support has a few additional options like machine gun turrets. Unfortunately, even when it only takes a few seconds, taking the time to build rarely feels worthwhile. Supply stations at key locations can benefit the team, but other options never feel like they impact the battle in significant ways. There are 8 maps and 6 game modes, with all future editions releasing for free. France features 2 highlights. Twisted Steel is centered around a massive destroyed bridge, resulting in brutal bouts of tug-of-war, while Arras features beautiful canola fields and a bell tower perfect for snipers. Holland has a heavy infantry focus with Rotterdam and Devastation, 2 huge city maps with countless nooks and crannies. North Africa emphasizes vehicles and aerodrome, and especially Hamada, a sprawling barren landscape. Lastly, Norway's Narvik and Fell 652 are snowy mountainous regions. While the small number of maps isn't ideal, it's alleviated by the various aesthetics and strategies present in each. Conquest remains the signature mode, with 64 players split into 2 teams, battling for control points. The changes in Battlefield 5 naturally impact the way you approach Conquest, but the same fundamentals still apply. Work as a team to capture the most points, and bleed the opposing team of their tickets. Additionally, Grand Operations features battles that last up to 4 rounds. A simple narrative frames each battle, and depending on how well each side does, bonuses are carried over into subsequent rounds. Conquest and Grand Operations each favor different strategies, helping to make maps feel different depending on which mode you're playing. Earning XP and leveling up each class unlocks more weapons and gadgets, which can then be leveled up themselves to unlock corresponding specializations. Meanwhile, daily assignments and special assignments yield company coins that can be spent on customization options like different helmets, face paint, and camouflage. This feature is promised to be expanded in the coming weeks and months, particularly when the first Tides of War updates start to roll out in December. However, as it stands now, the collection is bare bones, and there isn't much incentive to unlock cosmetic items. Battlefield 5 looks and sounds incredible. Destroyed landscapes, explosive shockwaves, and crumbling buildings contribute to the turmoil of combat. The game performs well on PC, even if you don't have the latest hardware, although a few sporadic bugs and crashes did pop up during the course of our review. Battlefield 5 is another solid entry for the long-running series. War Stories and Fortifications missed the mark, but the risky changes to spotting, squad synergy, and limited resources have added depth and shaken up the flow of matches for the better. The limited number of maps is unfortunate, but free content updates provide some hope for the future. Battlefield 5 deftly delivers on its promise of large-scale, team-focused warfare, and we're only just getting started.
Oh, wait, in the house. Oh! It just got blown up, dude. Wait, that was so sick.
Easy Allies reviews are made possible by generous viewers just like you. If you like what you see, check out patreon.com/easyallies to help us make more. For just $1 a month, you can gain access to weekly updates, spoiler discussions, and exclusive shows.